Hey y'all, welcome to Color Street by Casey tutorial video. Tonight I'm going to show y'all how to apply Holy Toledo. It's one of our solid colors with the Dripping in Diamonds overlay. Enjoy. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me. I am going to be applying 2 sets of Color Street nail strips, the 100% real nail polish strips. Tonight for you I'm going to apply Holy Toledo and Dripping Diamonds as an overlay on all of my 10 fingers. So I hope that you all enjoy this, and I'm going to go through step by step and show you what's inside the Color Street nail package that you receive in the mail. I'll show you how many strips there are, how to size them to your nail, and how to apply them. And then afterwards I will show you what they look like finished. Let's get started. So this is Holy Toledo, and this is the new packaging. You might get some of our old packaging that comes in a smaller nail strip package that basically is just right here where my fingers are. It is half the package. It doesn't have the dots on the bottom. These new packages came out with our spring line that was launched in March. So yeah, we're all excited about those. So I just wanted to show you what comes in the Color Street nail package. I'm going to move these out of the way. I'm going to put these on over top of these once I get these finished. And I will show y'all the full set of these, and then we'll kind of fast forward through the overlay after I do one of them, and then I'll show you the finished set. That way you don't have to sit through me applying 2 full sets in one video. Okay, so here is what comes in your Color Street nail strip package. You have a nail prep pad, which is to clean all of the oils off of your cuticle beds. Your nail beds, so this part right here. So a lot of people, I mean it's different for everybody, but you'll get, my cuticles tend to be pretty dry. They are right now, but you're not supposed to put any lotion or anything like that, cuticle oil, on your hands before you get started. So you want to make sure that your hands are clean and they do not have the oils that are going to not let the nail strips adhesive stick to your nails. So turn my ring around. So anyways, the nail prep pad is to clean your cuticle nail beds. So you'll just take the nail prep pad out and you'll clean your nail beds. I'll show you that. It comes with this cute little file. All of the different sets have different files in them, so we're really excited about all of the different nail files that come in the packaging. So if you get any fun ones, be sure to post them on my page. And then of course you get your nail strips, and inside each nail strip package there are actually 2 sets of strips. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to go ahead and open this up. You've probably seen me talk about how if you have shorter nails like mine, that you can get a couple of manicures or a manicure and a pedicure out of one package of nail strips. So let me show you what comes in there. So look at this. You're probably also wondering, you know, if you've tried a sample, you're wondering, are there any larger size ones that'll fit your thumb, or if you have larger nail beds that, you know, the smaller sample sizes, which are probably these 3 right here, don't fit. So yes, they do come with these larger ones. There are 16 strips in the manicure nail strip packaging. The pedicure sets have less strips than that. So there's 16 in here. You can use these on your toes as well, but basically I'm not even going to use one set of these on this manicure, so I'm going to set those to the side. Turn this one. So this one is typically too big for my thumb, but I'm sure it'll fit some people's perfectly. And then if you have odd shaped nails, you can actually apply the nail strip sideways like this. That'll cover your entire nail bed. Like if you have really wide nail beds or an odd shape, I've had some clients have odd shaped nails. They can do that with, but this one typically fits my thumb, and then from there I go pointer or middle pointer finger, ring finger, and this one's typically my pinky. So these two right here typically I reserve to do my toenails. You don't have to use them on your toes, but you can preserve any strips that you don't use. You can preserve them, and you can do that by putting them back inside whenever you finish. Put them back inside this clear package, and then I take my flat iron and actually seal the end of this. Be careful you don't get the nail strip because it'll melt it, but I seal the end of this package with my flat iron. You can do it with a lighter, you can do it with an iron. I've seen people say to put them inside of jars with like a mason jar with a lid on top. And then I've had people put them inside of plastic bags, sandwich bags, and put them inside a jar and put them in their freezer. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can preserve the nail strips after you finish doing one manicure and you want to save them for another time, because they tend to be good for up to 1 year if you preserve them correctly. So if you just throw them in a Ziploc bag and put them in your nail supplies in your linen closet or in your bathroom, they're probably not going to last a year. So make sure that you preserve them correctly so you can get your use out of them, because that's one of the biggest selling points of Color Street is the price and how much you get out of a single package of nail strips, being 2 to 3 manicures or 2 manicures and a pedicure, or doubling up your solids. There will be enough in this nail strip right here plus this one if I wanted to double up on my first coat of fingernails. I would put 1 strip and then I would use the other side to put another strip over it. This would prevent cracking. This would give it a thicker kind of polished look. But some people like to do that and some people don't. So you don't have to, but you can. Okay, so let's get started. So I showed you this nail prep pad that comes in your packaging. Go ahead and open that up. It's just a little alcohol pad. That's all it is. If you don't have an alcohol pad on hand for whatever reason, you can use like dish Dawn soap or rubbing alcohol that you have and just clean your nail beds. See me doing this? Clean your nail beds. I also like to clean the pads of my finger too. Anything that will be touching the nail strips, because I don't want anything to prevent the nail strip from sticking to my finger. So before I started this video, I actually groomed my fingernails. You know, I went through with a cuticle remover and tried to remove as much cuticle as possible. You want to use a cuticle pusher and push your cuticles all the way down. That way you can get the nail strip as close as possible to your cuticle in the nail bed, but you don't want to put it on your actual cuticle because it'll start pulling away after you apply them. Okay, so I've cleaned all of my nail beds. Some tools that I like to have handy before we do get started. Manicure scissors. These are just from, I think, my husband's like man grooming kit. But anyways, I like to use them like this, and I'll take them, I'll show you whenever I actually put them on, and go like this, and it makes a clean line on the side. I'll show you. I also am obsessed with, I got this off of Amazon. You can see I got a nail strip on there. But this is a crystal glass nail file. It's a forever nail file, which just means you can use it over and over and over again. It's not going to wear down like your typical nail file that has like the sand granulars on them. But anyways, I like to have one of these handy. They're also really sharp, and you can push, you know, underneath the nail like this. So, rule of thumb is, no pun intended, just kidding, pun intended. Do your pinky first. Remember I said this one's typically I reserve for my toes, so I'm going to set that to the side. This one right here typically fits my pinky the best. So, let me explain. Whenever you get your sample in the mail, or whenever you get your strips in the mail, they have this purple, or I think it's peach in some cases. It's not always purple. It's like a peachy color too, I think. This might always be purple, and maybe the inside one is peach. But anyways, there's a clear tab on top. So you just take that clear tab. It even says peel off on it. Peel it off. Set that tab to the side. Okay, there's a white paper that the paint is actually on, and then there's a tab right here that's silver. This is your actual paint strip. That's what you're going to use to grab the nail strip. I like to hold my nail strip in the middle because I just feel like it helps. Okay, here goes the first one, y'all. So once you apply it on there, if you feel like that you don't have a good spot, you can actually pick it back up. And reapply it. You're going to push it down the middle, all the way down your finger to each side. Make sure it's good. If you have any bubbling, pick it back up and stretch it out. That's what I just did. Okay, looks good. I actually want to use the other end of this on my other pinky. So what I do is I fold it over on the end, like this, and I perforate it underneath my fingernail. Don't worry about getting it perfect right now because you can take your file afterwards. I'll show you. And you can file it down perfectly how you want it. So each strip on the end kind of has a different shape for you to use. So this one is actually a little bit bigger than my nail. You can see it kind of gets on my skin on this side just like regular nail polish paint would, because remember, this is real nail polish. So these strips they try to give you a lot of different variations so you can, you know, if for different people's nail beds and different shaped nails, they want everyone to have something that fits them. So it's better to put them on if they are too big than to put them on if they are too small. I'll show you what to do if they're too small because you can actually stretch them. I actually have a little bit left over of this strip. I'm not going to save it. Some people do because you could totally use that to do a toenail or something. Here's what mine look like. This one right here, you can actually see, like I messed that one up a little bit whenever I picked it up. So that's okay because you can actually double these, and also I'm putting the overlay over top. So I'm not too worried. So I'm going to show you what it's like to trim these up. On this side, some people like to wait to trim them until they've cured a little bit. What I mean by that is the nail strips are about 95% dry. So yes, you can get up right now, you know, change a diaper, make dinner. So I just put 2 nails on. You could get up and drive your kids to school. You could pet your dog, get a glass of wine, what have you. You don't have to wait. These are dry. See me touching them? They are dry. But what I mean by cure is that they take a little bit of time to set on the nails because they're not all the way dry. So some people like to wait until they've done that, and that takes like 30 minutes or so. And then they'll go behind and they will trim everything. Take your clear coat off, or your clear layer. Hold the strip in the middle. Do not hold it on the ends. You're gonna size it to your nail. This one is probably gonna fit this nail the best. This is my next smallest nail. Push it down the middle, remember? And we're gonna push it side to side. Remember on the end, if you have any bubbling or like ripples, then pick it back up a little bit and flatten it out. If you don't flatten it out, those ripples and those bubbles are gonna be there whenever you finish. Put your nail polish strip over the end of your fingernail. Wrap it all the way over your fingernail, okay? And then push in the crease of your nail, okay? And then you're gonna tear off the perforated part on the other end. Okay, just mess around with it until you get it to lay flat on your nail, especially the solids. The glitters, you can't really tell that much. This nail is really short because I broke it off today on accident. Push it under, tear off the excess, and you can go back and file them all down exactly how you want them when you're finished with the entire set. Okay, because that one's a little too big on the sides too. I've all want to do that quick. Crease right there. Pick it up, gently pick it up and stretch it. If you do it too fast, you're gonna rip your nail strip. That's what I did when I first got my sample. It's okay if you rip your sample. I did it too. It's okay if you rip your nail strips whenever you get a full set. I did that. I do it a lot. The good news is that there are 16 other ones. So, again, cut yourself some slack. Reach out to your stylist if you have any questions about applying. We'll ask you to send us a picture of your nails if there's any issues with them. That way we can kind of troubleshoot with you. Typically, if we see something that we see on a normal basis, then we can tell you what it is that's happening. And we can help you get better at doing it because we want you to love them as much as we do. Hold on, that'd be right. But I want to show you all this one because I want to show you how you can stretch them if they're a little small. You've seen people say that they can be gently stretched, so watch. You're not going to be able to hardly even tell, but I'm stretching this. So just a little bit of pressure and it's going to stretch this. Okay, I'm stretching it in the nail bed because in the middle of the strip, it's always wider, and that's where I need it to fit. Remember, as close to your cuticle as possible, but not on your cuticle. Because if you put it on your cuticle, one, it's going to look terrible, and two, it's going to start pulling away from your cuticle and from your nail bed in about a day or so, and it's going to start flaking. Oops. See that? Let me show you all this. I just ripped this nail strip. This is normal. Don't feel like you're not good at it. Then what I'm going to do is go get my other nail strip. Don't forget, I still have an entire strip of these things. I'm not going to be able to use this other end, and I'm not saving it for this video. Alright. Don't forget, we're going to go back and trim them up. the other strip set that comes with it. This one actually needs to be stretched a little bit. Remember, just do it gently, okay? Almost done. This last thumb, I'm gonna leave and let it cure and do that one last.